is Occupy Wall Street, but playing with money.
An army of users from the social media platform Reddit is turning the stock market on its head in what The Verge is calling an online tug of war.
It's like a David versus Goliath story.
A group of folks on Reddit decided they were going to take down hedge funds that had been betting against the stock GameStop.
The graph of this stock looks insane.
And they're winning. Normally cheap stocks like GameStop have soared nearly 700% in the past 2 weeks.
Everyone got rich.
To the moon.
Yeah. Many hands make for light work when it comes to boosting a stock, I guess.
My advice to the shorts, I'm not going to give any advice to the Wall Street Reddit crowd. They're making a lot of money. But my advice to the shorts, stop crowding to the same trades, leaving yourself open to this kind of action. You'll never know who Wall Street bets will target next.
My name's Lewis Spears. I'm a stand-up comedian from Australia who just started buying shares a couple of months ago. I failed high school as well. That means that I am the perfect amount of retarded to understand this very complex issue, and I'm going to explain it to you in simple terms. Now, you've probably seen this story everywhere. Multi-billion-dollar hedge fund Melvin Capital versus a bunch of dumb on a Reddit called Wall Street Bets. And somehow, the Reddit is winning. What are they fighting over, you may ask? GameStop. You know that company? It's basically EB Games, but in America and doing even worse. Maybe they should have a sale that goes on for 265,000 years and that'll fix them up. Or you could have a bunch of Reddit people fight over your stock price and that'll fix you up coincidentally somehow. So, before I start explaining technical terms in dumb ways, I want to be very clear. I have researched this issue and I have a bunch of sources linked in the description below. I also want to be very clear. I and the person who helped me research this, both failed high school and have no idea what we're saying. So, if you think I'm wrong, you're probably right, and a fact check in the comments would be appreciated. However, I'm going to act like everything I'm saying is 100% fact and cannot be disputed, because let's be honest, I operate my life like most people. If it sounds true, it must be true. So, let's start at the beginning. Coronavirus impacts businesses everywhere, GameStop especially heavily. GameStop is a retail business. Basically, they have stores and they sell games to people. But no one really buys games in store because of COVID and because of the present situation we live in, which is the internet. Why would I go to GameStop when I can get it online? This means their value has plummeted down to, what was it? $4.06. That's the price GameStop was at before Reddit and the hedge funds got involved. So that's GameStop. Now I'm going to explain what a hedge fund is, specifically Melvin Capital. What is a hedge fund? A hedge fund is usually a multi-billion-dollar corporation that handles lots and lots and lots of money and invests it to make more money. And they are usually incredibly influential on the stock market to the point where if they invest in something, other people see that and then they start investing, the price goes up, then the hedge fund makes money, sometimes they'll sell that, and everyone who got in after them will get burned and lose money. This is pretty much the dictionary definition of the Wall Street bad guy. Billion-dollar corporations that can influence and swing the market depending on what they think it's going to do or what they want it to do. Clear? Now, on the other side of the coin, versing the educated billion-dollar corporations who have been winning at this game for literally lifetimes, you have self-described retards on a subreddit. And somehow, they're winning. Now that I've explained the players in this complex game, Melvin Capital, GameStop, and retards, let's talk about what has actually happened. You've probably seen all of the articles raving on about how crazy it is that GameStop's share price has gone from about $4.50 all the way up to $350 in a span of a few short weeks. Now, you might have the question, as I did, why is a stock price going to $350 bad for anyone? If the share price rises, how can there be a loser? Well, this is because Melvin Capital attempted to short GameStop's share price. Now, I need to explain shorting, which is a little bit complex, but I have Googled it, so that means naturally I understand everything about it, and I could never be wrong. But if I am, fact check me in the comments below. Shorting a stock is basically gambling. It is you going, I think that by this date, the price of this share will go down to here. And if you're correct or close, you make money. How do you make money? Well, if you thought the share market was imaginary, shorting is even more imaginary. In simple terms, I, a gorilla, borrow your banana, which is worth 10 stones, and immediately sell for 10 stones and promise everyone in tribe in 2 weeks I will will buy banana again no matter what price it is. You, original banana owner, think banana in 2 weeks gonna be worth 15 stones. Me, caveman, think it gonna be worth 5 stones in 2 weeks. If me correct, I buy again at 5 stones, but I sold for 10 stones. I give banana back and I have 5 extra stones. Now me rich. However, if price of banana in 2 weeks go to 15 stones, me have to buy anyway because I promised tribe of cavemen. So I buy for 15 stones after borrowing for 10 stones, me lose 5 stones.
Are we cavemen or gorillas?
Did I say cavemen or gorillas at the start of that take? It doesn't really matter. The point is stones. Now, obviously, there's a lot of anger floating around in this story. Anger at Melvin Capital, anger at hedge funds in general, basically anger targeted towards the top 1% of Wall Street billionaires. And it's a big reason for that is because of this shorting behavior. Now, because Melvin Capital and other hedge funds are so influential on the market, them shorting a stock, which is then basically predicting, I think a stock price is going to fall in this time period, that influences the market and makes everyone go, oh shit, the experts think that the price is going to drop, I should sell my stock, which makes the price drop, which makes Melvin Capital profit.
You got greedy, Martin.
And in the middle of these trades are the actual companies whose shares are being bought and sold. If a company's share price drops, they lose money. So, Melvin Capital saying that I think this business will be worth less often can and has in the past bankrupted a business based off nothing but pure speculation. This is where the anger at these hedge funds is coming from. If they short a business enough, it can literally bankrupt them through no fault of their own. Now, the worst example of this happening in recent history is the housing crisis. The global financial crisis was caused by a big hedge fund shorting the housing market. They said publicly and put billions of dollars on the line saying, we think the housing market is going to crash. Everyone saw that and went, oh shit, the housing market's going to crash. The experts are so confident that it is, they stand to make billions of dollars if it does. We need to sell everything. And then you got the GFC. This is where the anger against these hedge funds come from, and this is why the people on Reddit who call themselves retards really like the idea of bankrupting a hedge fund for fun, because the hedge funds have done it to us first. Right, so we've explained the players in the game and we've explained what shorting is and why it can be lucrative for hedge funds and devastating for people and business owners everywhere. So let's talk about what's actually happened with GameStop so far. Melvin Capital decides to short GameStop, which is them publicly saying, we think that GameStop is going to go down and we're so confident about it that no matter what price it is at by this date, we will buy it back, thinking that it will be lower than what they borrowed it for, thus making them a profit. So, Wall Street Bets realized that if they could drive the price up to a certain point by the deadline, Melvin Capital has to buy it from them no matter what the price is. This resulted in literally millions and millions of regular people putting $20 in, putting $100 in, putting $10,000 in. Some people put millions of dollars on the line to drive the price of GameStop up, because collectively these millions of people who put together have more money than even the billionaire hedge funds. They realized that if they can get the price high enough, they win, because Melvin Capital has promised the world that no matter what the stock price is on this date, they must buy it. If you get the price high enough, Melvin has to buy it from you. You win. This plan of guaranteed money, combined with the economic fallout of the pandemic, how much people hate hedge fund billionaires, and just the general idea of it's kind of funny to make GameStop a meme, combined and just about immediately propelled GameStop's share price from $4.30 to $350. Now, Melvin Capital is suffering billions and billions and billions of dollars in losses. They've lost 30% of their money. Not 30% of the money they put onto GameStop, 30% of their money. In fact, this realization that Melvin Capital is going to have to buy back the shares they borrowed at $350 when they thought they were going to be worth $2 has resulted in them trying to bail themselves out. Another hedge fund business gave Melvin $2.75 billion in exchange for part of the company, thinking that would bail them out. The next day, the price of GameStop went up even more, And just from that day, after they got $2.7 million, they lost $3.2 billion. Now you might be thinking, hang on, this doesn't make sense. How can these people win if GameStop isn't really worth $350? Well, you are correct. However, Melvin Capital, again, has promised to buy them by a deadline no matter the price. So as long as the price is high by the time Melvin Capital has to buy them, the people on Reddit win. This plan by Wall Street Bets is quite literally so fucking stupid that it worked. The motto that is constantly referenced on Reddit explains this entire situation perfectly. We can stay retarded longer than they can stay solvent. As long as these people in Reddit keep doing the dumb decision of holding their stocks, buying more, and driving the price up, Melvin has to buy it at that stupid price. So that takes us to today, where during the filming of this video, Wall Street investors and billionaires and hedge funds are freaking out, along with the mainstream media that cover finance news, many of which are partly or wholly owned by some of these hedge fund billionaires. After losing billions and billions of dollars to the subreddit Wall Street Bets, Reddit has taken action and shut down the subreddit. They have temporarily made it private for reasons that aren't really explained. Coincidentally, in quotation marks, Discord at the same time also banned the Wall Street Bets Discord group from their servers and specifically said that it had nothing to do with their trading behavior, but because of the racism and harassment that was happening in there. Okay, Discord, if that's your reason for shutting down the fucking server, why don't you get rid of your entire platform, bro? This type of trading, speculating about a business going up or down and acting accordingly with your friends and with other people, is exactly what these hedge funds have been doing for years, only this time they're the ones on the opposite end of the stick, so now they want to change the rules of the game that they invented. For some reason, when hedge funds and billionaires crash a housing market causing a global financial crisis, nothing happens and they're allowed to do similar things. But when the average person tries to capitalize on their willingness to try and tank a different business so that they can make money, apparently that's bad and we need to change the rules, because we can't have ordinary people making money when billionaires are losing it, can we? This game is so rigged against normal people like you or I that CEOs and people in charge of the share market are literally admitting publicly that they want to change the rules. So the CEO of NASDAQ, which is essentially the guy that controls the network that allows share trading to happen, has said he wants to pause GameStop shares from being bought or sold so that big investors can recalibrate their positions. I'm sorry, bro, you can't invent a game, start losing it, pause, change the rules, and then press play to fuck over regular people. This is the game that you wanted to play. You gotta finish it. And that's where we are today. As of recording, when trading is closed, it looks to me like these hedge fund owners and the people in control of the NASDAQ, the stock market, are trying to cheat and are trying to get around the situation that they have put themselves in by trying to stop regular people's ability to come together and communicate. So I think what's going to happen from here, this is pure speculation, I think this is going to end very unfairly for us, for the average person. I don't see this ending in a fair way. I don't see this ending in a way that it should end on paper. That's not me saying I think everyone who invested is going to lose a lot of money. I think most people who've done this earlier on are going to make a lot of money. I think there will be heaps and heaps of people who lose a lot of money, but I think that this is going to end in some unfair way, that if this didn't happen, if it was the other way around, it would have ended normally, where the billionaires would have profited and the people would have suffered, and then there would be no consequences. But because it's the other way around, I think they're going to try and cheat, and this is going to end unfairly. I think that this is going to make a lot of people move towards decentralized things and encrypted messaging services. I think that after this Reddit getting taken down and the Discord getting taken down, people are going to move to platforms like Signal, social media platforms that have less strict regulation, or maybe some kind of decentralized thing will emerge. And I think that things like cryptocurrency will also become a lot more popular because they're not really as controlled as shares on the stock market. But that's just me theorizing. I don't really know. I failed high school and I don't have a dime invested in GameStop. So I think this is going to end very unfairly. Unfairly. Thought so. It's tomorrow and shit is getting unfair. Robinhood, one of the most popular trading apps in the world, just made it impossible for you to buy GameStop, AMC, NOC, and all of the other shares that all these big hedge funds are trying to short. It is now only possible at this moment of recording to sell those shares, which means obviously the price is going way down. And completely coincidentally, of course, someone discovered that many hedge funds decided to short the price of these stocks mere moments before Robinhood made it impossible for you to drive the price up, meaning they made billions while people lost more. Twitter is exploding, Reddit is on fire, and the internet is incredibly furious at Robinhood for making this decision that has literally cost everyday people millions and millions and millions of dollars because they are unable to bring the price up. It only falls while these hedge funds have profited out of this. Obviously, this sounds incredibly illegal, and many people agree. There's already class action lawsuits that have been filed about half an hour after this happened. Robinhood immediately had more than 100,000 one-star reviews. Everyone's uninstalling the app and moving to other trading places that will allow them to use their own money how they wish. This whole thing reeks of hedge funds working with big tech to fuck over the little guy. And you know who else agrees? Politicians from all walks of life. AOC and Ted Cruz are both tweeting about the same issues, saying they want to do something about it. AOC is also saying that Ted Cruz tried to get her killed, so they disagree on some things, but on Robinhood they are united. After Robinhood made the price drop incredibly low from where it was, other people are reporting that Robinhood is now forcibly selling their stakes in GameStop. Apparently this is to protect them from unnecessary risk, as Robinhood says. What risk? If I buy something and you force me to sell it at a loss and I lose money, how have you protected me? You've cost me money. You are the risk that you're trying to protect me from. You're the fucking issue. Lots of people are floating the theory that the reason Robinhood has done this is because they actually work very, very closely with many different hedge funds that stand to lose billions if the people win. If Robinhood lets this happen, the hedge funds will be very angry at them and may retaliate. So much for... what's their slogan? So much for let the people trade. Hey, Robinhood. People are outraged that an app called Robinhood could do this to people with less money. I think it's obvious. Robinhood's best friend is a guy called Little John. Of course he's going to protect the shorts. But even after this incredibly obvious attempt at price manipulation, GameStop isn't really going down. It dropped initially, but it's climbing back up, straight back to where it was. The people are not selling. At this point, I've seen so many posts from people saying that it's not even about the money. There are broke people who don't even want to sell at all just to spite hedge funds because they cost their parents their homes. At this point, it's not about profit, it's about revenge. I mean, for fuck's sake, this guy lost 14 million US dollars and did not sell. If this man can hold, so can we. And that's where we are today. I'll do another update video if something significant changes, but I hope that's caught you up to date with what's happening, why it's happening, and where I think it's going. I have also noticed one little thing. Reddit seems to be trying to do this with Dogecoin as well. I think they've realized that if enough people work together, they can drive the price of anything up. But the problem with doing this with shares is obviously they're controlled by external forces. You do it to cryptocurrency, no one can really stop it from happening. Be careful, my friends. Don't just throw your money into things you don't understand, and only invest what you can afford to lose. That's my advice to you. I haven't put any money into GameStop. I don't see myself doing it. I put a little bit into Dogecoin though, because I don't want to miss out on this. All right, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much. See me live. Melbourne Comedy Festival tickets are on sale Tuesday. I would love to see you there. I'm Lewis Spears, and I'll talk to you in a couple of days.